Last week we talked about how accessible beekeeping came to be and some of the health issues that I had. And this week we're going to talk about where accessible beekeeping has come since 2022 to 2023. And it is some exciting news. We did a traveling summer in the summer of 2022. We went to Texas from Virginia to the Alcuin School and did a book signing and reading for the kids there. We went to the Heartland Apiculture Society in Indiana. That was a great conference. I got to see people such as John Hill, Joe Ricker at Eddie's Orchard, Cayman Reynolds. It was a fantastic conference and another good follow-up from Hive Life. Then, after we finished our traveling and, we did some things that were fun, such as crystal mining and stuff like that, came the fall, and we went to the West Virginia State Beekeepers Association fall meeting, and that was actually our first talk as an accessible beekeeping organization. They were nice enough to ask us to do a workshop, and we taught a lot about beekeeping while needing accessible beekeeping. So we went into hive types, tools, national agribility, all things that I'm going to talk about in later videos that you will learn hopefully a lot from this channel about accessible beekeeping, accessibility on the Mac and iOS, and so excited to bring this information to you. Now let's talk about our learning and experimental apiary. We have 2 hives currently in our experimental apiary. It's a lay-ins hive from Bearsville Bees in West Virginia and a horizontal tilting hive from Horizontal Bees in North Carolina. These 2 hives have been put into our learning apiary, and we're really excited on how they're doing. Unfortunately, the lay-ins hive, due to an error on our part with installation, had a laying worker, and there must have been something wrong with the queen. Maybe it was damaged when we were installing them from a swarm. But the horizontal hive from Horizontal Bees in North Carolina was booming. I've put a video on the channel about how the inspection went, and I hope you get a chance to look at it. I'll link to it up here. But basically, the hive tilts 45 degrees towards you so that somebody with a wheelchair can roll up to it and pull it out at a 45-degree angle instead of reaching over and pulling straight up as you would in a normal horizontal hive. We are very grateful for these donations to our learning and experimental apiary, and we appreciate the time and effort that these companies, Bearsville Bees and Horizontal Bees, put into the craftsmanship and execution of these amazing hives. Then we went from working on our experimental apiary. We were invited by Eddie's Orchard and Joseph Ricker in Indiana to come out to the Purdue Field Day, which was great for the Accessible Beekeeping organization because we got to meet people such as Adam Inguaro, who is the founder of Heroes to Hives and the education program with Michigan State University. We got to meet people such as Dr. Brock Harper and Dr. Bill Fields. Amazing, amazing connections that the organization has made. So what have we done since then? We have worked on an application called My Hive Inspector. And My Hive Inspector is a artificial intelligence program that analyzes pictures, videos, and frames and uses object detection to help new and disabled beekeepers, such as a visually impaired beekeeper, such as myself, do hive inspections in the field using the camera on their phone. But we don't only stop at giving talks to adults. We also do education for children. We do children's beekeeping lessons, such as we did at the plantation this couple weeks ago. We do book signings, and the books that we have are Henry Meets a Honeybee, and Honey Teaches Beekeeping to Kids, and Honey Teaches Beekeeping. These are all books that teach about beekeeping, pollination, the roles of the drone, queen, and worker bees inside the hive, as well as honey extraction, what the queen looks like using live photos. Is a fantastic opportunity for you, the parent, grandparent, aunt, and uncle, to educate the younger generation on the importance of honeybees and beekeeping through the use of these books. But our reach in the field of accessible beekeeping and education is not stopping at just children and the past conferences. We do have 2 upcoming conferences. One is Hive-A-Rama in St. Louis on August 12th, 2023. That is going to be an amazing conference. It's going to have Johnny Murdoch, Randy McCaffrey, Nathan Coleman, Corey Stevens, and myself as speakers. And we're all going to give a talk to the audience on what we specialize in. So obviously the Accessible Beekeeping Organization will be giving a talk on making beekeeping accessible through different hive types and tools and things of those natures. We also were excited to be able to be part of the Virginia State Beekeepers Association fall meeting in Williamsburg, November 4th through 5th. And we're going to be giving a workshop on accessible beekeeping there. So if you are anywhere near St. Louis or Williamsburg, Virginia, we hope to see you at these conferences. You can always reach out to us at jruger@accessiblebeekeeping.org. And we would love to chat about your needs and how we can guide you along making your apiary accessible or making your life accessible for beekeeping. I do have to do a little disclaimer that I left out of the health stuff in the first 2 videos because it did happen prior to that. But February 9th, I did have a seizure and a fall, and I went through a mirror and lost about 75% of my vision. So that is where Be My Hive Inspector, which I did mention earlier, came about, was to help myself and a blind beekeeper located in California that has been on our podcast to be able to do hive inspections on our own and a little more independently. And it is coming along great. We have some future news on that coming out hopefully soon in the next couple weeks. And we look forward to hearing from you. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you do in the comments below to make your life accessible for beekeeping.